Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Theology, 5 minute podcast episodes that talk about the best of biblical theology. Um, and this is the introductory video where we talk about the TaNaKh. For some of you, that might be a familiar phrase. For some of you, it is not. TaNaKh stands for Torah, Nevi'im, and Ketuvim, the threefold division of the Old Testament scriptures. In the Hebrew scriptures, it's got three divisions. Torah, first 5 books of Moses. Then the second part is the Nevi'im, which is the prophets. The prophets, however, in the Hebrew Bible begin with Joshua, and then Judges and so forth, and then you get the major prophets, and the book of the 12 is just one major book for them. The third division begins with the Ketuvim, which is the writings. The writings begin with Psalm 1. Some interesting things about that would be, one, that both the Nevi'im and the Ketuvim begin with an admonition to meditate. In Joshua 1 it says, "Do not let the book of the law depart from your mouth, but meditate in it day and night." And then in Psalm 1, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly," and so forth. "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, and he shall bring forth his fruit in his season, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper." So this is the threefold major division of the Old Testament, what they would call the TaNaKh. This is indisputably the Bible that Jesus had. He consistently talks about the law and the prophets and the writings. Moreover, in one place he says that upon this generation shall be all the blood from Abel to Zechariah. Now that kind of thing only makes sense if he's following the Hebrew Bible, because that is about the first martyr in the Hebrew Bible, which would be Abel, but then it would be the last martyr mentioned in the Hebrew Bible, because in their sequence, the last book would be Chronicles, 2nd Chronicles, not Malachi. So it wouldn't fit if he's using the order that we more commonly have in our English translations, which was the order from the Septuagint. So this is the last martyr, first martyr, last martyr, all the blood from them and between them. Just one little example. This is not the most important of issues, nor is it the least important of issues. In the next video, we'll talk more about things like the Apocrypha. But this one, let me give you one quick example of why this is important. In Proverbs 31, it talks about the virtuous woman, the Eshesh Chayil. Now that's a very interesting phrase in the Hebrew Bible. It only appears one other place, but the sequence of how they arrange things thematically is very important. So Proverbs 31, it vividly portrays this mighty woman, this great woman. And then the next book in the proper sequence would actually be Ruth. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that the only other time that this phrase, the Eshesh Chayil, appears is in the book of Ruth, the very next book, according to that Hebrew sequence. So what you have in Proverbs 31 is a picture of what this woman should look like, and then in the next book you get the example of that. So this is 5 Minute Theology. This is episode 1, the introduction to the TaNaKh. Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim. Don't forget it.